Warm welcome. Anyways, so I'm Catherine. I'm in the second year of my PhD in archaeology, and my research is looking at the integration of ritual into the urban environment using spatial syntax analysis and procedural modeling to look at processions in Ostia. Yeah, I see a lot of very blank faces. That's kind of the normal response when I explain what my research is about. I'm guessing you stopped listening at the part where I said archaeology. Yes, am I right? Yeah, that's pretty normal. So when I say I'm an archaeologist, I traditionally get about 3 standard responses, from basically everyone. The first one being, almost always, is, oh, so you're like Indiana Jones. No, not exactly. Indiana Jones is not a real archaeologist. Just look at this fantastic parody online called Returning from His Globetrotting Adventures, Indiana Jones looks at his mail and finds out that his request for tenure has been denied. Yes. So, and on top of that, who would wear a leather hat in 40-degree temperatures on an excavation? That's just crazy. Go to the city of Petra in Jordan, where the Last Crusade takes place. They actually have a stand for promoting Indiana Jones, selling these leather hats to tourists, which is a fantastic idea. Let the tourists buy this leather hat and go out into the middle of a very hot desert and then just faint, which means the Bedouins are going to have to just carry them back to their nice air-conditioned hotel rooms. It's just not a good idea. Anyways, so I was on this date the other night, and I once again get the standard response of, I thought everyone wanted to be like Indiana Jones. No, not really. What happened to wanting to be like Laura Croft? She is so much cooler. So I also often get asked, have you ever found any dinosaurs? No, I have not found dinosaurs. I am not a paleontologist. We might both like digging in dirt and finding things, but it's a completely different field. I looked up archaeology on Wikipedia as the most accurate source to get my facts correct. Archaeology says is the study of ancient human culture. So there has to be humans involved. Last time I checked, dinosaurs and humans didn't coexist unless you look at Jurassic Park, and then we have an issue. So I'm also an underwater archaeologist, which is a lot of fun. And the standard response I get for that is, oh, so is it your dream to find Atlantis? No, let's look at our history facts. Atlantis does not exist. Thank you so much, Disney, for confusing people between fact and fiction. Really, and if something like Atlantis was ever going to happen, it would be the result of a lot of sea level change and plate tectonic movement that happens over a long period of time, not in the space of an hour. Anyways, what should we really be spending our time is looking for Lantera. It's a much better use of time than looking for Atlantis. Anyways, so what do I actually do? I'm actually still trying to figure that out. I spend about 70% of my time trying to avoid my own research. Yes. So what does that mean? It means I spend a lot of time traveling to places and calling it research, or going on excavations, which are really fun. But I have to be a bit careful because last time I checked, fun and PhD are not usually used in the same sentence. So I have to be careful and not get caught up on that. So, sorry, lost my place. Anyway, so I do get to, fortunately, spend a lot of time at some very exotic locations, such as Italy, Jordan, Southampton. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how I ended up here. It's a fantastic place for archaeology, where they had all of these Anglo-Saxon finds and ruins, and they put a football stadium over them. Yeah, quite exciting. So what do I actually do when I'm on excavation? I spend traditionally weeks to months on end with the same people, often in a very rural location, working, sleeping, drinking, doing a lot of other things together. Anyways, it is a lot of fun. For some reason, I enjoy waking up at 4:15 a.m. and then working for 8 to 9 hours in 35 to 40 degree temperatures. Still trying to figure out why I like that. I actually hated going outside as a child. I never liked playing in the sandbox. And on that end, I don't know why more kids don't grow up to be archaeologists, because you get to spend most of your time basically digging just in a giant sandbox. It's a lot of fun. But for some reason, a lot of people haven't decided to pursue that. And what have I gotten out of archaeology? Well, basically, I'm just a very overqualified gardener. I'm really good at using shovels, hoes, pickaxes, sledgehammers. Sledgehammers are a lot of fun, by the way. Except that the one thing I'm qualified for, I'd be horrible at. I could basically try to landscape your garden, but the first thing to go would be all the plants. And if you're lucky, I might find you some priceless artifact to make up for maybe destroying your entire garden. But anyway, so basically the only thing I'm qualified to do, I'd fail at, so I'm going to end up probably living in a cardboard box with all of my other friends in archaeology. So, actually, more specifically, when we're on excavations, we find a lot of things that we have no idea what they are. It's always kind of a mystery, and that's part of the excitement, is you never know what you're going to come across. But when you do find something, you have to give it a name. And we find a lot of objects, like phallic symbols and things like that. It's very exciting because you find something that's like, oh, it must be ritual. Yes, or have ritual purposes. Maybe it was used in a blood sacrifice. Yeah, ritual is really just a code word for we have no fucking idea what this is. And we have to give it a name if we want to publish. So we call it ritual. It's fantastic. The ironic thing is I actually am studying ritual, more specifically looking at ritual processions from temples and how they move through the urban environment, which is a very exciting topic. Not a lot of people work on it. Possibly because I don't actually know what I'm working on since it's ritual. But anyways, one of the really difficult things is that we have no record of really these processions as they move through the urban environment in ancient Rome, and that's what I have to struggle with. I'm still trying to find that iPhone video documentation from ancient Rome, but it hasn't come up yet. I'm still hoping, unless I can invent a time machine, but the physicists need to start working on that more. But so what do? I have no evidence. I'm turning to technology. It's this very scary thing for archaeologists. We like old things. Even the tools we use are old. Granted, that often has to do with that we don't have any money for new things. But anyways, so I'm using things like spatial syntax analysis to look at pedestrian movement or doing 3D modeling. Things that a computer scientist would be much better at than me. The ironic part is that we really do not see computer scientists in archaeology. It could have something to do with that they'd have to go outside and see daylight, fresh air. Deal with maybe like snakes. Yeah, it's a scary world out there. So anyways, that's a bit about what I do. And to end, I'm having casting auditions later this week for to have like a slave boy to come with me on a jungle exotic experience to look for some treasure. If anyone's interested, talk to me afterwards.